All right, let's do this. Welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. Today is so exciting. Brooke and I are fangirling right now because we have the energy everybody needs in the room with us right now, all the way from Australia. Welcome, the Queen of Confidence, Erika Cramer. Welcome to Ivy Unleashed.
Boom, boom, boom. Ivy Unleashed. We're doing this. I'm so happy. I'm actually in the future. It's the day before for you guys, and the future looks good. I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah. It looks pretty pink.
Yes.
If you're watching this on YouTube, Erika really does not like the color pink. Just kidding. Yeah. Everything is pink.
What's crazy is the reason you're here is you wearing pink because you were at Aspire in Minneapolis.
Yes.
You walked into the room, and honestly, this is how I know that you practice what you preach, because you walked into a room and it was full of people and I could not take my eyes off of you. And it wasn't just the pink, it was the way you carried yourself. And then you shared something on their story or whatever. And so I instantly followed you. And you're here because now we've been following you and taking in your content, and it's really powerful. And every woman needs to hear what you have to say. So we're so excited. We have so many questions for you. But first, we are starting every episode with some instant impact. So if you just want to hit home a message to our listeners today that you're like, they got to hear this, what would it be?
Oh, I have so many, but I guess the core, I should stick to the Queen of Confidence core. And it is that confidence feels crappy. It feels horrible. It is not a fun and exciting journey. And I think we've been sold a lie that when we are more confident, then we'll have XYZ. And the reality is, like, you're going to be in discomfort. You're going to hate the whole process. It's going to feel horrible. You're going to be misunderstood, and you're on the right track. Like, keep going.
That's so funny.
Such a hot take.
Yeah, because honestly, today we recorded with somebody else, and a reflection she gave back to Brooke was that Brooke keeps getting uncomfortable, putting herself in situations that make her anxious, and then she overcomes them by continuing to show up. And it was almost like a negative light, you know?
Yeah. It was also like the self-trust that I know we're going to talk a lot about today.
Yes.
It's this idea of, I think for me, it's reframing the anxiety of I'm doing something uncomfortable. I'm literally growing, and that's the feeling of anxiety within me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good, but when I know what that feeling is, it almost takes its negativity away, the power away. What would you say on that? Like, how do you know that it doesn't feel good, but still do it?
Well, I think that's the problem. And when I wrote, my first book was called Confidence Feels Like Shit, the truth about confidence and what it really takes to create it. And I wanted to tell women, hey, it doesn't feel good. Like, people are lying to you that this is like, I'm so confident and amazing. And look at me doing a podcast and air quotes killing it. And it's like, you have no idea what it takes, the woman that's air quotes killing it. It's excruciating. She is doubting herself the whole time. I do a lot of spiritual poos. It's basically a nervous poo, but it's spiritual. And literally I'm like, I'm on stage and I'm in sparkles and I'm the Queen of Confidence, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. What if I just don't show up? What if I don't speak on that stage? What if I run? I would never. But I get all those feelings. And so I think that I wanted to tell women the truth. Like, hey, baby, it feels horrible. Like, you're going to question yourself. You're going to not feel like you're doing the right thing. That's exactly how it's supposed to feel. And I think we've been sold the beautiful thing. Like, Brene Brown did her TEDx, right? And everyone's like, oh my God, you're amazing. And then she shared later that she was going to take it down. Like, she had a vulnerability hangover. She felt horrific. She didn't want to do it. Like, no, we didn't see that. We didn't get to see the behind the scenes of her the day before, the morning of, how sweaty her armpits were. Was she having a hot flash? Like, we didn't know any of that. And so I'm like, let me take you on the journey of creating confidence. It's a practice, like yoga, like meditation. It's a practice. And we have to practice every second, some of us. And so I know now when I'm nervous and I'm scared and I'm feeling the spiritual poo coming on, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a level up. Like, I reframe, like you said, it's so beautiful. It's a reframe. Am I anxious or am I excited? And I know it's silly, but it actually works.
Yeah. And something that I know Brooke and I really struggle with is needing external validation. And feeling like that's something like we were searching for it because as children, that's how we felt loved, how we felt seen. And we really want to give less F's about external validation. And we know this is something that you talk about. And so for our listeners, a lot of them, we've had a couple people-pleasing episodes and they really resonate with our followers and our listeners. So if you could speak to someone that maybe identifies as a people pleaser or someone that really needs some external validation to feel like, okay, I'm doing things okay, where would they start? How could they start kind of building their confidence from there?
I'm a big fan of getting to know thyself, right? Like I'm a big fan of you knowing yourself. And the only way that you can know yourself is by spending time with yourself, not on your phone, not asking other people what they think. Like I love therapy. I was in therapy when I was 4 years old, like since 4 years old, and it's made me such a better communicator. But like if you grab a journal, anyone listening or watching this, a question that I use in my therapy, because I'm getting my psychotherapy degree, like more than halfway through, thank goodness. Because I'm not busy enough, y'all. Of course, why not just get your degree at 40 years old? One of the questions that Gabor Mate taught us, and it was incredible. He's amazing. And he said, when was the first time that you decided you needed to please people? At what age were you when you decided that you needed to put your feelings last? How old were you when you decided you needed to make everyone happy, do everything, be the breadwinner, whatever it is? Like, how long has that story been running? And you get yourself down on a piece of paper and you're like, whoa. And you start to think about, oh, wow, this has been running for a really long time. And so if you can start to build awareness on where you people please, how long you've been doing this for, when did you decide it was your job to make everyone like you? Everyone has to like me. Everything has to be perfect. For how long? And then if you can have some compassion for yourself, which is what he teaches, it's not healing the inner child. It's let's be kind to ourselves. What were you navigating as a little person? What was your family going through? What were you learning? What did you need to do? Even though it's maladaptive, what did you need to do to survive in that time frame? And now you're 40. Now you're 36. Does that still serve you from 8 years old to 36? The answer is no. And so we're really walking around as the younger version of ourselves taking action. Like 8-year-old me does not want to show up on Instagram because she doesn't want to be made fun of. But I'm 43 or I'm going to be 43. You know, it's like, that's not the same fear. But if we're not careful, it starts to run our lives. So one of the things that I teach, and I would love to share this with, it was my other hot take I was going to do, is ask yourself, who are you? Like, do you know who you are? And women get really triggered when I say, you don't know who you are. And they're like, shut up, I know who I am. And with all due respect, ladies, you don't know who you are. And it's good news. Hear me out. I'm not who I was 6 months ago. I'm not who I was 2 years ago. Thank goodness. Right? I'm not who I'm going to be in 2 years or in 5 years from now. I can't imagine who I'm going to be at 50. Whoa, I'm not her right now. So all I know is who I'm not. I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that. And I'm pulling layers of who I'm not. So therefore, I really don't know who I am because I am becoming. So how the hell does a stranger on the internet or your aunt Julia, whatever your aunt's name is, got you figured out from a post on social media, from something you shared on Facebook, from an outfit you wore to a family gathering? Like, how does someone else have you figured out when you literally don't know who you are because you're becoming and evolving? And I just go, that's hilarious. And I laugh and I allow people to be wrong about me because they're going to get me wrong. And it's okay.
Yeah, we get ourselves wrong. Because like you said, we don't even know who we are, right? I love that.
We're evolving.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. And something from following you too that I love, and you're so easy to just consume so much of your content because it is so empowering, and it's different in that you're saying if people don't like you, don't like what you're putting out, like you are on the right track. And I like how you talk about becoming a magnet for what you actually are trying to attract. Like you want to repel certain people. And for me, that's really, that's hard for me to want that, right? My nature is I'm one of those people that want to be liked by all of the people. I want to make the people laugh. I want to impress the people. I want people to be like, ooh, look what you're doing, you know? And I want to get rid of that. So can you talk about attracting what you're actually trying to attract and being okay with repelling the people that aren't right for you?
Yes, but I would love to a little side, if I can, of you, like, I want to get rid of that. Think about that. Like, that's how we are. We're like, I hate that. I want to get rid of that. I don't like that part of me. Like, that's so stupid. I don't want that. So there's a little version of you that had to be a pleaser. And she did a great job. Like, you're here, you're alive, you're thriving, you're impacting women with this podcast, and you're helping people. And imagine wanting to kill off the 7-year-old, the 6-year-old, the whatever. Like, it's like, ooh, just the energy of that is like, oh, can you just go away? I'm done with you. And so just a side note for journaling for later is like, ooh, how can I be curious with that part of me? Like there's a part of you that feels like they want to please, and it's beautiful. But also if she continues to run the show, it's going to ruin your life, right? Like you can't, it's not sustainable. And so it's like, what are you looking for? Like, what would you love, little part of me? What are you worried about? And like, you start to have a conversation. I know it sounds crazy, but you have a conversation with yourself on paper. Like, let her come through. Okay, little one, people pleaser, wherever you are. What are you worried about? What do you need? And then she might take a page in your notebook and be like, well, I'm scared. Like if I'm mean, then people will think I'm mean. They won't like me. And then I want her to be happy. And then if they're not happy, she might just tell you everything. And you just go, thank you so much. Next page. And you give her a voice versus shoving her in the closet going, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to get rid of it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
It's like cutting off a part of us. Yeah. So it's parts. If anyone's interested, my therapy love is IFS. It's internal family systems, like parts therapy. It's really useful because we all have multiple personality. You're all Geminis like me. Okay. Whether you like it or not. And it's just a good part. So I just wanted a little side note.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's helpful. I'm going to use that journal prompt and go to town on it.
I do. I let so one of the actions that I do before I do something scary is like, oh, who's here? Who's at the wheel? And I'm like, oh, anxiety is here. Oh, I'm anxious. It's like, cool. All right. What do you want to say? What are you anxious about? And I just allow anxiety to take a page. And sometimes anxiety takes 3 pages in the notebook and just go to town. And then I'm like, are you complete? Anything else? Nope. That's it. Okay, cool. Who else is here? Well, I'm a bit sad. Okay, cool. What are we sad about? And I just let sadness take pages. And then I'm like, oh, but I'm also freaking excited. I'm excited. Okay, what do you have to say? And then I let like all the parts of me on paper. And I love Byron Katie. She's like, do the war on paper. Like allow yourself to catastrophize on paper, be judgmental on paper, be angry on paper, be sad on paper, let it all out. And then I'm like, who else am I? And now am I here? Like, am I self-led? Is me there? Like I move all the parts of myself and where's Erika? Erika's usually really chill and neutral at a real calm state. And she's like, awesome. Thank you, everyone. I've heard you all, committee. I've got you. It's all good. Now I'm in control. Now I'm taking the wheel. But if we're not paying attention, a lot of us let our anxiety drive the car. And we're in the back like, oh my God, like what's going on? Like we're trying to grab the wheel, but anxiety is fully at the wheel. So it's a tangible exercise you can do. And I get all my clients to do it. And it's really useful. It just gives you space. It gives you clarity. It gives you some energy back. You get to have energy back, which leading on to becoming magnetic. Magnetism is just your energy, your vibe. It's your essence. If you were walking around and I could see your bubble around you, what's around you? And you both have beautiful bubbles, right?
Thank you.
And if our bubbles bumped into each other, we would just be like magnetism is sharing your energy with the world. You don't want anything from anyone else but a smile, a good morning, oh my God, you look beautiful. I love your shirt or whatever. And you keep walking. And that's what I think magnetism is. We all have it. The question is, are you attracting what you desire or are you repelling what you desire? And the second book was Becoming Magnetic. And I love spirituality. I love, affirmations and all that jazz. But I was like, wait, it's very vague. It's very vague. Like, I'm going to say things that I don't believe about myself and hope that it works and put crystals in my bra. And it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I like, if you follow my work, I like raw, real, tangible things. Like, how do I do this, Erika? So I wanted to break down how to become magnetic. And so I wrote that book and it's 5 phases and the actual tangible things you can do. And a lot of the stuff that we're trying to do is neglect ourselves, neglect our beliefs, let go of pretend we don't think horrible things about ourselves, unhealed parts of ourselves. And then we're trying to put on a mask, go out into the world and grab what we want, like with both hands and claws, like seeking and grabbing and holding. And it's so scarcity, like scarcity of time, scarcity of money. And so with magnetism, it's like you have to do the internal work. And from the inside out, you start glowing and beaming. And I can't believe I went to that event and you saw me at that event. And now here we are like that. I was literally smiling at everyone because I was so happy to be there, and I made so many friends and connected with people. And it literally was like, I'm looking at you like, hi, please come talk to me. Hi, I want to connect. Hi, I'm open. My magnet is on and open versus, hi, I want to make friends. You ever met women like that? They're like, yeah, I really want to make friends. And I'm like, hi, well, I can't really see you. I have my hands over my face if you're listening. Like there's a cage over your face, but you're telling me you want connection. I'm feeling like you're guarded. Those women that are guarded, obviously they've been hurt. But that's what we get. We attract what we really feel about ourselves. We don't attract what we tell ourselves in affirmations.
That's so powerful. And you're living it. Like you said, like I've felt that. And I want to continue to be that. Like in my mind, I've always been a really confident person. For me, it's a spiritual thing. Like, I just know I'm a miracle walking on this planet. I cannot believe that I get this opportunity to have this life. But what happens with that is I'm confident in that. I know that I'm blessed, but I also feel like, oh gosh, I got to do so much with this gift. And if I don't do the max of the gift, I'm letting myself down. I'm letting God down. I'm letting my family down. I'm not as good of a wife as I should be. I'm like, I beat myself up in my head and I have this conversation. So for me, it's like the confidence is coming from knowing that I am deserving of a big, beautiful life and that I have this one shot at it. But then it's like, it's almost like I'm beating myself up if I'm not who I know I'm capable of being. So how do you help your clients with that gap of being a high achiever and doing big things and wanting to make a big impact, but like not kicking yourself if you sit on the couch for 10 minutes?
Totally. We need to sit on the couch. And I hate it. My husband's like, sit on the couch. I'm like, no, I want to stand. I'll stand near the couch. I'm the worst at resting. And I feel like I can hear that you have a big impact that you want to make. And so you feel really called to your purpose.
Yes.
I remember I had a shamanic practitioner say to me, all love to you, Erika, but you're not the only one riding this mission. How egoic of you to think that you're the only one that the world is waiting for. And I was like, oh, I don't think that. And he was like, really? And I was like, okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. I think it's all on me and I need to do what I need to do every day. I got to wake up. I got to make it happen. I'm here to impact. I'm here to help people. And it would be so silly of us to think that you don't have guides, you don't have angels, you don't have other beautiful people that are here in the world. It's like an army of good. And I'm walking with you. I'm walking with you, ladies. We're all together. And if I fall down or if I need a rest or Brooke needs to sleep a little bit, we got you. Trust that there are other people doing good in the world. And you can only give as much as you have. And we know this, we air quotes know this, but to really live this and not have it just be knowledge and information in your head, knowing is you practice it. Mm-hmm. So when people are like, yeah, I know that. I'm like, don't say that. Don't say, yeah, I know it. Because it's a block. It's a wall. Yeah, I know it. I'm like, are you getting the result of it though? Yeah. No. Okay, then you don't know it. It's just data. It's just info in your head. You're not living it. So living it is going, I'm going to rest because when I rest, I get better ideas. I'm going to rest because we got a marathon, girl. This world needs a lot of our work, a lot of our help. You look at the news and you're like, whoa, are we even winning? Like, are the good guys winning? Are we doing any impact? And we can focus on that and get really depressed and sad and feel like we need to work harder. Mm-hmm. Or we can focus on the bits of impact and the people that leave comments under your YouTube or the people that rate your podcast or the women that message you and say, oh my God, that episode you guys did on people pleasing, that changed my life. Like, can that be enough? Mm-hmm. Can that be enough? Yeah. And so we need to learn to take care of the vessel and the vehicle. Like, we're instruments. And if we're not tuning ourselves, and if we're not looking after ourselves, if we're not in flow, then it impacts how much impact and help we can give to the world. So yeah, it's a big lesson that I personally have to be honest, I'm in it as well. I really struggle to stop. The ambition and the purpose, when you know what you're here to do, it's like, yes. You just want to go. Yes. You want to go in your sleep, and it's like, I suck at it. I have to take my perimenopause medication and the little supplements. I got to do my meditation, even though I don't want to. I exercise a lot. Like, I lift heavy weights to just get the adrenaline. It feels like I snort coffee when I do deadlifts, and like, for me, that helps me because we need to move it. And so it's hard. It's not an easy thing, but just know you're not alone doing this and it's not all on you. That's a story that we can believe, and it will make us burn out to our detriment, which sucks because you're here to do great work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, as you're speaking, I'm like, you have done so much work on yourself. You can just tell. And because of that, you can then serve at such a high level. You mentioned that you started therapy when you were 4 years old. I'm curious, in your journey, when you were like, I need to teach on confidence. I need this to be my mission, my North Star.
Yeah. I was in the shower, as we know, shower wisdom, y'all. Like, it's where
shower
we get
thoughts.
all the good stuff. Yep. So I had come to Australia. I was doing styling. So I was helping women with body confidence, like fashion and styling. And prior to that, I was a hairdresser and in the US Army for 10 years, like crazy, all the jobs. Tell me you're a Gemini person. Like, I was just love all the things. So I was in the shower and I had a woman come to my event. It was called Styling Confidently. And we were talking about clothing, but we were also talking about the inner wardrobe. So I was already kind of seeding personal work, personal development and life coaching stuff in my styling workshops, and women were leaving crying, and it was really beautiful. And so I was in the shower. I remembered this lady said to me, "Hey, I'm not curvy." So my business is called the Queen of Curves. Mm-hmm. And I was a size 10. I wasn't super curvy. I hadn't had children, but I was helping plus size women find clothing because they had a big issue on finding clothes in Australia. And so a lady came and said, "I want to come to your event, but I'm not curvy. So are you going to do other events that I can come to?" And it just stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, whoa, this event is not about like taking anyone out. Like this event is not about these women can come and these women can, like excluding anyone. And I didn't even realize that in the name, someone felt excluded. And I was like, nope. So I was in the shower and I was like, what do women really want? What do they really need? And I was starting to shift into inner work anyway, from my own journey. And I was like, confidence. Women want confidence. We want to be more confident. And so I literally was just like, Queen of Confidence. Simple, easy name change. But then I had to be the Queen of Confidence, y'all. And I was like, oh no, I'm not her. I'm not the queen. Like I don't have, we're American. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't have any crown stuff. Australia does. They love the crown stuff because they're like Commonwealth of the UK. I'm like, I don't know anything about the crown. I don't like it. A graffiti crown maybe, but I'm not a tiara girl. And my husband said to me, actually, Hamish, he was like, people need a leader. People are looking for someone to follow in the space. You need to be her. You be her. And I was like, well, we could be the queens of confidence. And he's like, you need to be her. And I was just like, ooh, so I had to do a lot of work on being the queen of confidence. And I'm still not the queen. I lack confidence every single day, every day. Okay, it's a practice for me, but that's where it came from. It was like, okay, we're going to do this. And then I changed the event to creating confidence, pivoted my whole business and was like, no more styling. We're going to cull the inner wardrobe. We're going to let go of the thoughts and the beliefs and the feelings that don't fit you anymore. And I was like, oh, that feels good. And then just continued. I worked on myself for 8 years. I paid a lot of money, went into debt for it, and I do not regret it. I'm not telling y'all what to do, but I'm just saying 150K into debt, like literally to become another person, to shift my mind and heal my whole experience. And I had so much work to do that then I became a different person. I became the person who could make 160K the first year that paid off the debt, and the person who could buy her first house. Like I grew up in the hood on food stamps that got declined, like I was a foster kid my whole life. So there was I should be homeless, addicted to drugs, on the streets, in jail, or dead. 100%. There's no special reason that I should be where I am. I just started college when I was 40. Like I'm 43. So I'm getting my degree now at 43. I barely graduated high school. So I say that to say that you have to work on you, and you'll only get as far, and you'll only hold people as far as you've held yourself. And so I've been to really dark, horrible places and seen a lot of beautiful light because I've been able to go there. And so I think it's a big part, especially if you're a coach, a therapist, a healer, a person that wants to impact people. We have to do our work. And when we do our work, our clients and those that we came to serve benefit so much. So much.
Yeah, I think too, even if you're not trying to do a podcast or an author of a book or, anything, if you want to impact your household, you have to know who you are and understand what you want out of your life. And I keep thinking about, I think you posted a reel of like the 1,000 lives you've lived with like, you're in nature and then you're in the army and then you're like fitness modeling or something and you're doing some things. But I think it's like allowing yourselves to have a new chapter, allowing yourselves to have a new style, allowing yourselves to have a new voice, allowing yourselves to invest in a coach. And I'm assuming you've done some neuro-linguistic programming. We have where it's like literally you're training your brain for what you want or something you need to let go of or whatever. And I just think sometimes we get in this cycle of it's like you're just coasting through life and you're not choosing your next chapter. You're not tuning into it. And so, and I think part of it is just being busy and you're just not taking the time. So for you, when you took that year out or however long you took to become who you want to become, what did that look like for saying, I'm going to give myself permission to do this?
Yeah, well, I was working in a job. I think you asked me before I came on, like, how did I come to Australia? And if I could tell you a real quick, short story, unfortunately, my husband passed away. He was in the Marine Corps and I was 23 and he passed away in a terrible car accident. And I didn't have anyone in my life that ever passed away. So I didn't never been to a wake and then to be so confronted with my husband's death, right? It was really big. And this is after sexual abuse, being kidnapped, breaking my back in a car accident, learning how to walk again, foster kid from 2 till 16 years old, like a lot of traumatic, horrible stuff. So then when Gio died, I was just kind of like, TKO, I'm done. Like, I'm done. What, are you joking, God? Like, is there a God? Like, I literally was like, does God hate me? What is going on? I'm cursed. I felt so overwhelmed with the sadness. And so at the time I was hairdressing and I went to a hair conference in Las Vegas, as you do. And I met a man from Las Vegas, a man from Australia in Las Vegas. And I actually thought it was Austria. Oh my God. I was like, Austria. Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful.
You sound like you're from the UK. I know. What do I know? I'm like, make a joke about it now. I'm like, Americans, we don't know. You know, I literally thought I'm going to Europe. And then we end up down under, say, in Australia, so far away. So far away. My friends did not like him. I should have read the room. But when you're in a dark place and you're spiraling down, I was drinking. I was just trying to black out and numb out of my life. I couldn't cope. Anyway, so he was not a nice guy. He was very narcissistic, not nice. But I ended up being in Australia for 11 months. And I was like optimist, you know, I'm not leaving Australia with this story because when I see a kangaroo or a boomerang, I'm going to think, you know, there was that failed relationship with Paul. I'm not doing that. So my family's like, come back. I'm like, nope, I'm making this work. So I stayed. I met another man who was not a nice man, but that's okay because we make mistakes and we learn. And then my personal trainer, who was my only friend, and my nail technician in Melbourne, Australia, they were like my paid friends, okay, my service providers. I fell in love with my personal trainer, who is a beautiful man who was into everything. He was just calm and he would meditate and just gorgeous. Like he was my little Gandhi. He was the change you wish to see. He was being the change. And we became good friends. I don't know, 6 months later, we got engaged and we had a baby the next year. And that was the 8 years of kind of healing and therapy that I took. So I didn't know that I didn't know that I was a hot mess express. I didn't know that anything was my responsibility. I felt like I'm damaged goods. You know, this is not fair. Why me? Life sucks. That's what I felt. And then I met Hamish and he saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. And this is why mentorship and, as you said, coaching is so important because sometimes people can see who you really are. They're like, this is what I can see for you. My goodness, are you amazing? And I'm saying I'm a mess. And he's like, you're amazing. You're strong. You're resilient. You're powerful. And I'm using all the negative words to describe who I was. And he could see something else. And so that's all I needed, someone to believe, a little seed. And then he kind of led me gently and I went hardcore into my work. I was working at a hair company, which was a little bit toxic at the time, but I would wear headphones and listen to Wayne Dyer. You know, I was just like, I'm not going to talk to the ladies in the cubicle. You know, I was just like, they are talking gossip about stuff I don't care about. So I would just listen to him, brainwash myself into thinking happy thoughts and letting go of my anger and really working. And then I had therapy and I had, you know, retreats. We didn't have a wedding. So my husband and I took the money for our engagement ring, which I didn't know how much engagement rings cost. Ladies, what are we doing? That's a lot of money. Like you could invest that in so many things. And I was like, I don't want an engagement ring that costs that much. I was like, let's go on this retreat. And so that was my first kind of oomph. And I went on this retreat and had this whole aha moment. And I was like, I needed to do this. I saw myself supporting foster kids and, you know, people that have been through difficult stuff. And I was like, I have to heal who I have been in order to become the woman that can hold these people and support them and say, hey, I burned in the fire. Here are my scars, but I came out the other side. So people need to also trust you. Like, are you speaking from a place of experience and a place of compassion and a place of doing the work? I haven't done the work. I'm doing it. I'm healing, right? Like there's no healed. It's like a continuous process. So, yeah, it was a really crazy time. But once I saw it, I saw that I was the problem. I was the common denominator in my hot mess of a life. I was like, oh, it's you. Okay. You got to do this work. So I just gave myself permission and I used credit cards and I know that's dangerous, whatever. But literally I became a new person who could then build a business, impact, help people, go after her wildest dreams and accomplish it and find love. My husband's divine. I've got 2 kids. Like, this is my job. I get to do this beautiful work with women. Like, what a blessing, you know, like it was all a blessing, but you had to go through the bottom of the rock to get there.
Yeah. How did that affect your confidence?
Oh, I totally was the least confident person. I was lacking confidence. I was a victim for many years. I was angry. I would never think big. There's no way that old me who came to Australia would ever think we would be here today doing what we do. I would laugh. I'd be like, yeah, right. I'm a mess. So I thought really low of myself, and I allowed myself to attract people into my life who agreed with that narrative. Again, attraction, right? I was attracting. I had a sign up that goes, hi, I think I'm a piece of crap. I'm not good enough. Anybody want to come and show me? And there comes relationships, air quotes, friendships, right? Jobs. What we decide for ourselves, we start to see out in the world. And so, yeah, I attracted all of that, and I had no confidence. And it wasn't until one of my mentors took me in a session, and we went to my husband's death. First session, she was not playing. She was like, right, we're going to go there. And I was like, oh, no, let's not go there. Like, it's our first session. Take it easy. Getting your bang for your buck. She's like, we're going there. And I just cried. I must have cried the years that I didn't cry. And my mom was bipolar, or has bipolar disorder. And she told me when she was young, her dad died, and she started crying, and then she got sick. So as a 6-year-old, I made, if somebody dies and you cry, you're going to become mentally ill. I didn't know that. So I didn't cry. I tried to not process when my husband died. I was like, I'm fine. I cried all those tears in that first session. It was the massive release, and it opened my heart. It opened my mind to what was possible. So I wasn't confident for a long time. And then I feel like I got it. And you know what? My core of confidence isn't even confidence, because I get scared and nervous all the time. It's, I don't care what people think about me. And that, that's the only thing I can tell you. Like, please follow me for that. Don't follow me for mom advice, for how to get a 6-pack, for, anything else. I don't know anything else in my life, but I know I have a knowing what it is to not allow the opinion of others to keep me, because of what I said at the beginning. I don't know who I am. So I'm happy to continue to explore who I could be and let go of who I'm not. And so that gives me ultimate confidence. And I think that's the biggest blocker when I see my clients. They're so worried about what people will think or say about them that it freezes them, and they don't go after what they want.
Yeah. So how do you make that shift of, because I feel like that's what every woman wants, is to care less about what people think. Like, you can say it to yourself. It's like one of those affirmations. I don't care what people think. But if you don't believe it, so how did you get yourself to actually believe that you don't care what people think?
Well, I went into the depth of, why do I care? What is it about me that is allowing that person's opinion to stop me or slow me down? And then when we go down and we start digging, and this is the therapy and coaching work, we see a younger version. Everyone sees a younger version. Even if it's 14, 15-year-old you, it doesn't have to be 7-year-old you. But you start to see when you decided, when was the point in your life you decided that you can't be who you are, that you need to put on a mask, that you need to please other people, etc. Like, there's a point we all have. There's a time frame. And so you go there, and you cannot bypass her. That's what I was saying. I want to get rid of it. You can't. It will run your entire life until you go there and you face her. And you go, I have this little 7-year-old me, always, this little Erika here. I have her because I'm like, I'm going to make you proud. Like, I'm a grown up. You're not running my life. Your ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and fears as a 7-year-old are not running my life right now. Like, thank you so much for caring about me and being worried, but I can't let you have the wheel. And many of us, without knowing it, because we haven't went there. I'm not saying you have to pull up all your trauma again, but I definitely do believe that in a therapeutic space or with a coach, you need to go to those parts of yourself that feel that, because there's a reason. There's a reason why we freeze. There's a reason why we don't go after it. There's a reason why we care what people think about us. And if we go, what is it? It's like, I don't know. Block. That's the wall. I don't know. I hate when my clients say, I don't know. I'm like, well, you better figure it out. You know. You're scared to say. They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, put the hands down. What is it? And they're like, what if I say the wrong thing? And then what happens? And then someone trolls me. And then what happens? And then what happens? Like, let's go to it. What actually will happen? You're not going to die. You're going to be okay. But it feels like a death. It feels like, oh my God, this is going to happen. It's like, let's go there. And so we have to go to those parts of ourselves and get to know the truth. A lot of us lie to ourselves. We lie to the world and we lie to ourselves. We like, oh yeah, we say the right things and we wear the makeup and we look nice and we show up on stories and we do all the things. But when you're alone in the shower or in bed by yourself, sitting with yourself in your journal, why am I not doing what I know I need to do? What's happening? What am I scared of? What am I worried about? One of the best prompts you can say is, what am I really scared of? What am I really scared of? What am I worried about? And then let your hand write. See what happens. No judgment. You don't have to share that, right? You can burn the papers later. But if you won't get to no one has the answer. You have the answer. It's your own answer, but you haven't done the time required and the space required for you to go in and find it. And when you do, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. What? How come? And then you get curious and you have this beautiful relationship with yourself where you almost nurture and mother yourself into, it's okay. You're going to be okay. Do the post. You're going to be fine. Someone's not going to like it, but you'll be okay. It's like, okay. You know, like you really do coach yourself and learn. And that's what I want to teach my clients is to take care of themselves. You know, like you don't need the therapist. You don't need that relationship to be codependent where like your therapist knows you more, Tony Robbins knows you more, so-and-so no, Oprah knows more. No, none of these people know more. The person who has all the info about you is you. But we spend so much time out there in the world instead of in here listening and working and crying and feeling the feels, having those difficult conversations on paper. That's the best thing you can do, and it's free. Some of us don't know how to do it. I get it. But when you do learn how to do it, game changer. I just know me. I know me more than you know me. I know me more than the internet knows me. I know me more than that label that says I'm 40, so I should blah, blah, blah knows me. So then I'm so discerning because I'm like, nope, that's not true. I'm free. It's like I get to be free.
So what's the difference of knowing yourself but not taking people's opinions to heart because they don't know you because you don't know you because you're becoming? I guess
knowing you. Yeah. So knowing yourself as in like you work with yourself. You come to yourself for the answer. You ask you get with you know best for yourself. I think a lot of us give our power away to mentors, gurus, to the internet, to the opinions of others, to our followers, to how many downloads your podcast got. Like that doesn't make you guys good or bad. That means that amount of people got to see you. If more people see you, you'll have more downloads, more visibility. And it's like sometimes if we continuously put our power into the external areas, that they must know more. This person must have this figured out. She must be doing the right thing. I got to follow her technique. It's like, no, know you. Like what's good for you and what's good for you in this phase. Today, this is good for me. In 2 weeks, might not be good for me. Also allow that. Like also allow, I know who I am today, right now with you. But tomorrow, I'm going to be totally different. And in a week, maybe what I thought today is not, you know, like giving yourself that permission. If you weren't scared of what people thought about you, if you weren't worried about their opinions or their labels, you could have the freedom to be who you are in the moment, fully expressed in the moment.
Yes, I love that. And I know that's the word. What I'm hearing too, what you're saying is like trusting in your ability to figure it out and be able to fully express. And then whatever feelings come up, trust that you're going to be able to carry yourself and hold yourself. And I've heard you say that's what confidence is trusting in yourself.
Yeah. If you go to the definition, which is the root Latin word of confidence, which I never heard anyone talk about. And I'm so angry it wasn't in my first book, but I did put it in my second book because I was like, oh no, I missed it. Because I researched confidence for like a decade when I was doing this work. I was like, I want to know, what are the confident people doing? How are they confident? Why are we not? What's happening here? And that's where we came up with the practice, like a meditation, or you don't arrive at confident, you're confident. And then someone does something, or a bird poops on your head, and like, there goes your confidence. Like literally it's gone. So it's like, how do we get it back? What is this? And so when I started looking into it, I found the definition. The root Latin word is confidencia. And in Spanish, the word confidence, literally, we don't have a word like English. It translates, confianza is trust. And so when you look at the root word of confianza, it means to trust yourself. Having confidence means to trust yourself. That's it. It's like, self-trust. Can I trust myself? Can I back myself? And it's such a beautiful definition because so many women have said to me, oh, I can do that. That's accessible to me. I can learn how to trust myself. Cool. But if we say confidence is red high heels, confidence is your followers, confidence is that you're an extrovert, then maybe you feel introverted and you're like, oh, I can never have it. And so when we break it down, like, it's self-trust. So where are we breaking our trust with ourselves? Where are you saying yes when you mean no? Where are you snoozing your alarm? So silly. But literally, if you want to be confident, do not snooze your alarm. Like you just said you were going to get up at 6:30 and you snoozed till 7:30. You just broke trust at the beginning of the day with yourself. Like, you're not going to win the day. So I just try to, everything I say, I try to do what I say. It's like, I said that, we're going to do that. That just gives me a little bit more confidence in my backpack, little compounding confidence, right? And then when I need to do this scary thing, or the bird does poop on my head, I'm like, it's okay. I got extra confidence in my backpack. I'm good. It's compounding. You know, I back me. I know. And then you do that enough. Then you start to go, here's how I know who I am, my values, right? So I feel like your values shift a little bit, but not much. Every 6 months, I redo my values with my husband, and they're usually the same. I have the same core values. If a family member gets sick, my mom got really unwell. We had to go to America, the whole family. It shifted some of our values. It shifted our family values. We had to then now go over there and take care of my mom, who's an external family member. She's not the immediate, right? So your values is who you really are, like, integrity, communication. What do you care for? What do you believe in? At your core, that to me is like, I know what I value. I know what's important to me. Who I'm changing and who I'm becoming and my opinions, that's all going to shift and change. I can be okay with that. So it's like, I tap into me. I spend a lot of time with myself, and I look within when I want the answer. And then when someone in the external world says something about me, I laugh and I allow it to kind of like a water bead off me, because they have no idea who I am. And maybe they remember you from 6 months ago or a year ago, and they're judging that ghost version of you, like who you were frozen in time. And they didn't realize that you up-leveled, and you're always up-leveling.
Can you move to Minnesota and just hang out with us every day?
I want to come back to Minnesota.
I just want to be near you and have you coaching me every day, and just have your energy around me, have this pink vibe. Brooke's got the white vibe. You got the pink vibe. I haven't figured my style out. You could help me out with that.
I can actually. I can do your hair.
Yes, hair, makeup. Let's do it all.
Yeah. You're the coach that can do hair and makeup and coach inside.
I'm just so grateful, Erika, that you are so articulate and you've been through so much, and you're even saying, like, I haven't arrived. I'm still doing this work. Like, you're just such a great example of the type of woman that we have wanted to elevate on our podcast and try to find and try to emulate and try to give people access to, which we still have a couple more segments of our show. But I just want everybody, I want you to say the names of your books and where people can find and follow you, just so they know. Because I know right now they're like, where is she? Who do I follow? Erika? Do I follow Queen of Confidence?
I'm always on Instagram, always. Like, I'm there. I send voice notes and people are like, is this really you or AI? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, of course we have many chat, but no, this is me. I'm obsessed with it. So the first book is called Confidence Feels Like Shit. You can find it on Amazon. And then Becoming Magnetic. So it's at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon as well, Becoming Magnetic. And that one's just came out in 2025. I'm so sad because I did like a US tour. I could have met you on my tour. We did like 9 cities. It was so good, but I'm coming back. So that's good. And then Instagram, the Queen of Confidence. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not really on TikTok. Anyway, that's okay. And my YouTube and podcast, The Confidence Chronicles. So if you just type confidence, hopefully my pink self will pop up somewhere.
You'll see the pink. You'll see the pink. It's Erika.
Yes. Look for the pink. Such a brilliant branding.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So we leave our listeners with 3 gold stars. Your top 3 takeaways from our conversation, from your life experience. What do you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think something that we didn't talk about that I really feel for all of us, no matter what you've been through, no matter the experiences you've had in your life, I really want people to know that your past doesn't have to break you. Your past doesn't have to allow to create your future. Your past can make you who you are if you allow yourself to alchemize it, transmute it, work with it. I imagine that the bad, horrible things that have happened to everyone's went through something hard. Inside of those terrible, bad, stinky things is a diamond, like the most incredible diamond and jewel that you could imagine. And in order to achieve that and grab that and take that forward with you, you have to go back into the hard thing, get your hands dirty and pull it out. And no one wants to do that. And I'm telling you that your past and hard experiences, no matter what they've been, no matter if they've been really hard or not as hard or whatever it is, I really want you to know that that has so many lessons for you. Don't just brush it off as bad luck and that horrible thing. I never want to look at it again. There could be so much in there for you to take forward in your life. As my husband saw, it made me resilient. It made me strong. It made me vigilant. It made me an impact giver. Like, there's so much good that came from the bad. So when bad happens, I know good's coming. And I know it's crazy, but I've trained myself to go, ooh, I have to hold this hard thing. But I know on the other side of this, something amazing is going to happen. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to become another level of myself. So that's one thing that I'd love for you to hold. The second thing is really, as we spoke about, nobody knows you. allow yourself to shift and change. Allow yourself to be different versions of yourself, and laugh when someone gets you wrong. People will be wrong about me. I will let them be. It's okay. And third, I would say, do the work on yourself. Please do the work on yourself. Don't tell yourself, yeah, I did that. I already did my 5-year-old self. Yeah, I already did that work. I know that. Like, really catch yourself where you're putting up a wall for your growth. Nobody has done all their work. Sometimes the work is doing you. If you're not happy with your bank account, that's the work doing you. If your relationships aren't working, that's the work doing you. So instead of the work doing you, it's going to get us. We might as well go after it ourselves and attack it and handle it. And so I highly recommend finding a safe person that you could speak to and connect with that could help you see who you truly could be and achieve everything that you want. So therapy isn't just for when, bad things happen. It's preventative. It's a great space to communicate and share and have a place to drop your ideas and things. And I'm going to do one more. I'm sorry, but journaling is your best friend. Journaling.
Oh,
get your thoughts on paper. It is. And it doesn't have to be like, dear diary. Like, I don't journal like that. Nobody can read my journal because it's just like crazy chicken scratch. But it's a conversation that you have with yourself, and you don't always have to talk. Sometimes you can write, sometimes you can voice note, but as long as it comes out of your head and onto paper, it's happened. And you will create so much more space for yourself and all the things that you want. You can't do anything if there's blockages and if there's no space in your mind to think. It's going to be really hard. So those are my 4. Sorry that it's 4.
I love them.
No, I love them.
I love it. Our next segment is Unleashing Ivy. So it's just things we're curious about that came up. I have so many questions I want to ask you, and you're just so full of wisdom. Yes. But I'm going to go right to you and Hamish and your marriage. First of all, I saw a beautiful post about you celebrating your husband that passed. I think it had been 19 years. And you were saying that if you and your current husband celebrate him together, and you have this, I can just tell you have this beautiful relationship where you can talk about anything, and obviously he sees the real you even when you can't see it. But I'm curious now in this, in your 40s, in your marriage, like what helps keep it spicy or fun, or what's your secret sauce for your marriage, would you say, right now?
So we talk a lot, and he was more, obviously we married the opposite. He was more kind of quiet and introverted. And I was very much, I have a podcast episode that I did called The Man of the House. Like, I'm the man of the house. And it's ridiculous. Like, I have masculine energy. I do everything. I make it happen. I'm hyper independent because of my trauma. So like, I don't need you to open the pickle jar. I do everything. Rah, 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 rah. And when we do that as women, I think it really demasculates our men. If you're married to a man and you're a woman, and it doesn't allow them to become who they can. I'm also American. He's Australian. They're soft and lovely Australian people. Okay. They're not hood street guys like American people. Even if you didn't grow up in the hood, we know how to handle the streets, right? All of us in the States. So he's soft. He's lovely. And I'm like, I need you to harden up a bit. But if I'm so hard, he can't. So I had to soften. And my husband's more in his feminine. He goes nature walks, breathing. He's the one that cleans the house. He's really organized. He had a beautiful family and upbringing. So he brought more of that feminine energy. Obviously, he's a man, but that feminine energy, which is like slow and calm. And I'm more like, let's go, make it happen, ambition. And that doesn't always work. Okay. That's not always sexy. That doesn't always work. And so I had to learn, and he had to learn how to do the dance. And the only way we did the dance, we did a lot of coaching together. So we had a coach who worked with us together, and that same coach worked with us individually. We spent a crap load of money on it, but it was the best money we ever spent, because you meet your partner with all your stuff and they have all their stuff. And you just, hi, nice to meet you. Here's all my crap. And you unpack your backpack on them, Dora the Explorer backpack, and they have their stuff. And so you're just like, oh, you can't be a power couple until you're a powerful individual. And so each of us committed, like, I'm going to do my work. I'm going to be responsible for what I do. So am I. And then when we meet together, it's like this amazing relationship blossomed. We talk a lot. Like, we have family meetings, we have business meetings, because he's my business partner as well. Every week we meet about the house, the kids, who's doing soccer, who's got what happening, what are you doing? We really connect a lot, and we do it intentionally, pen and paper, quiet, no phone. We have an hour or two every Sunday. So it's not like, yeah, we're talking while we change, diapers, and we're like, yeah, throwing across the room. No, it's like, hi, pen and paper. And so we talk a lot, and we've asked each other, what do you need? He needs space and time and quiet, which is the opposite of what I need. I'm like, tell me everything, talk to me. So I need communication. I also need you to grab me and touch me because I'm very physical and like words of affirmation. Tell me I'm pretty, husband, And so we've asked each other, what do we need? What do you need to thrive? When are you not good? Can I step in and support you? Vice versa. So lots of communication. He's my best friend. Like he's my mentor. Like I aspire to be how he is. He's so wisdomful. He's so calm. He's so diplomatic, and I learn from him and I allow him to teach me. I don't have ego. And then he lets me do the same. And so I think that's really we're equals, and there's stuff he knows and there's stuff I don't know. And so we let each other fill each other's cup in that way. And it's helped our marriage a lot. And we've had to do a lot of therapy because we have kids as well. So all my childhood trauma stuff came up when I was mothering my children. Yeah. And then his stuff about his dad yelling and hitting him came up when I was yelling at the kids. Like he was getting triggered by me feeling like his dad. And I'm like, whoa. So like this is serious, big stuff that couples don't talk about. Mm-hmm. And if we don't talk, we don't know what's going on. So we talk a lot. He didn't want to initially, but now he understands that he needs to. Mm-hmm. So it's a beautiful relationship. He's amazing. Beautiful. I'm so lucky.
Oh, thanks for sharing. I love that inside look in someone's little world.
Okay, my question, when you feel your confidence dip, your energy, you're feeling out of sorts, what is your go-to? What helps you bring it back?
So I have a cry. I love to cry. I cry a lot. Some of y'all are emotionally constipated. I'm just saying. Some of you are. We need to cry more. I cry all the time. So I grab a journal and I cry, or I go in the shower. I love going in the shower and just like real ugly, feel bad for myself. I feel so sorry for myself and have my little pity party for a long time. And then I'm blessed. I have my husband. So I do talk to him and he knows I'm out of sorts. And I'm like, babe. And so I have to make a list of things. I make a list in my brain of all the things. And then I look at it like, no wonder you're overwhelmed or upset or feeling stressed or feeling not supported. Look at all this. And then I make a commitment to focus on one of the most important things that I want. One. And that's all I do for that moment till I start to feel better. So I take a shower, I cry, speak to my husband, I make a list, and I exercise. I have got to exercise. As a therapist, let me tell you, for your mental health and well-being, forget about fitness skills or getting skinny or losing weight. It is so good for your mental health to exercise and get your heart rate up. And so I exercise and I feel like a different person. Every time I come back from the gym, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. So I do that to make myself feel better. But I feel my feels. We have to feel our feels. We cannot bypass. I don't try to take any action when I'm feeling pity party, lacking confidence. I don't grab my phone and scroll because I will instantly compare myself to every other amazing woman. And I don't go change my landing page copy because I'm not in the right mind. So don't take any big action when you're not in the right mind, because your energy matters more than we think. And you're going to be taking it from a lack or from a I'm not enoughness or whatever. Have your pity party, take that moment, cry, shower, whatever, do your makeup, do whatever makes you feel good. Go walking. And then when you're in a good space, a little bit feeling better, now you can start to go, all right, let me do something now. So it's just like, let's feel a little bit better. And when you feel really good, obviously go off and do your landing page.
Such great advice. Okay, last question. I hate that I'm saying it's last question because I have 54 more. But
I love you guys.
But if you could go back to younger Erika, any age, and tell her something, what age would you go back to and what would you tell her?
I would go back to 12-year-old Erika. I remember exactly where I was. I was outside crying. I had like rage moments when I was young, and I was like scratching my neck, looking to God, being like, God, why? Like, why is this happening to me? And just crying and really upset. And it was nighttime. And I would just go up to her and just say to her, this has to happen because you won't believe who you're going to become. You won't believe who you're going to become. This is not going to last. This is going to be your greatest moment, even though it feels horrific. Like, please hold on, because this is not who you are. This is going to make you, not break you. That's what I would say to her. Can you imagine how proud that 12-year-old is of the Erika today? Like, I need a 12-year-old photo.
Thank God you held on.
Yeah. It's true. I was blessed with good friends. I didn't have family, but I had good women in my life that were friends that became like mother-like or sister-like, or, you know, some of us don't have the mom we wanted, but we got the mom we needed, or we got the dad we needed. And so I'm blessed that I have friends in my life. I'm the only child, according to my mom. My dad had like 8 kids, but I was raised with my mom and foster care. So I didn't have siblings, but when I look at my life, I'm like, there's so many women like you guys. If we lived together, we're like, y'all are my sisters. You know, like you have women that are like sisters, or women that have been like mothers. And I think let's look at the blessing that we have from these people that are maybe not real family, but they've come in to step forward and help and support you. And so I've had a lot of that. So little Erika was blessed in that way, you know?
Oh, this has been so much fun, Erika.
So
I want to talk to you forever. And I'm just so happy that we can follow you, even though you're across the world, you're a day ahead of us. Just to be inspired by you. I mean, I'm going to listen back to this episode so many times because you gave so many reframes, so many reflections, so many different things we can take into our relationships with ourselves, with our partners, with our friends, and just start to just think about what's possible. I mean, this is like, I feel like we just scratched the surface with you. I'm just so grateful that you took the time to chat with us, and everybody has access to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Please let's catch up because I'm coming to the States more. I would love to see you ladies in real life. And just thank you for the work that you do and the amazing questions. There were some awesome questions that I haven't been asked before, which is always nice to talk, like we have a proper conversation. Yes. Good work. Good work.
Okay.
Listening.
Thank you. Thank you. We leave our listeners with a piece of gold, a quote. Could be something you live by, a quote of your own. Whatever comes up, would you send our audience off with your piece of gold?
Yes. It's not can you do it? It's will you.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold. I like that quote.
Erika, I want to hug you. I want to squeeze you. I want to just...
When are you coming to the States?
So it's so funny. I'm supposed to actually come on Sunday to the Dominican Republic.
Oh, beautiful.
I know, like this was not, like I was going to say anything can happen as well. I love that quote, like anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, part of my manifesting of this year is like, I want to go to America and speak more because I speak a lot here, but I want to speak there because I want to move there for 6 months to Boca Raton.